through chemolytes. This is a continuation from our former class when we were looking at what reactions of alkynes. Now we have with us what? The fourth one here, which is what? Hydrohalogenation. Now in hydrohalogenation, we have to look at what first the words hydro and halogens. It has to do with what? Addition of hydrogen and halogen. Now where can we find this? Which compound can we find them together? Obviously is what? Hydrogen halide here with us. So now this reaction is actually a nucleophilic addition reaction. Now, how does this work? It obeys what Markovnikov's rule, which means the hydrogen will be added to the carbon with more hydrogen. That is to say, now one thing you have to note about this reaction, when we use 1 mole of a hydrogen halide, we are actually going to first get what? A what? Vinyl what? Vinyl halide. We are going to get a vinyl halide. Now, but that's not all. That is not our final product. When there is excess hydrogen halide, or should I say when there is 2 molecules of hydrogen halide, or if we react what we get. Now if we like further react this guy with what? A hydrogen halide, we are going to get our final product, which is going to be what? A geminal, not any dihalide, but a geminal what? Geminal dihalide. Alright, so on that note, let's look at the other stuffs we have here. Now, hydration. From the word hydration, we already know what to do. It has to do with what? Addition of water. Alright, so now we are going to use our basic word, alkyne, which is ethyne, to react with water. Now, for us to get our desired product, because before we do a reaction, we have to have a target on what we are to get. Now, our target is to get a ketone, but now there are conditions to that. We need what? The presence of an acidic hydrogen. And where can we find that? Obviously, it will be what? From H2SO4, a mineral acid. Or we can also use something like HCl. It can also work because of the presence of the acidic hydrogen. Now, we also need what? Mercury 2+. How do we get that? We have to dissociate this compound here, mercury sulfate, to give us a mercury 2+ and what? SO4 minus. Okay. Now, on that note, what do? When these conditions are present, we now add our water. What will it give us? It will first of all give us an enol. That's what we get. But we all know that enols are not stable. They are not stable. So now what will happen? They will have to reform, go through a process called what? Tautomerism, also known as dynamic isomerism, to what? Become what? A ketone. Now, this ketone now we have is our final product. That is our desired product. Now, this compound here is what? Called what? Acetyldehyde. Now, looking at the final one here, hydroboration. Hydroboration, we use our basic alkyne to do what? Now, this reaction, there's something I want you to note about this reaction. This reaction is actually an oxidation reaction. And not only that, it's an oxidation reaction. It obeys what? Anti-Markovnikov'S rule. Unknowing that, we know that it has to do with what? A peroxide. And obviously, looking from what we can see hydrogen peroxide here. Or we can use this OH minus. Any of the above will give us what we need. Now, that's not all. For the boration to take place, the hydroboration to take place, we need what? This compound here called what? Borane. Now, take note, this compound we are seeing here is called what? Borane. BH3. Okay? So now, in the presence of these guys, we are just going to get our straight product. We are going to get what? An aldehyde. We are going to get an aldehyde. But now, one important thing about this reaction, it's very important to note this point. There is an important thing about this reaction. This reaction cannot take place except it's a terminal alkyne. That's why we use ethyne, because it's a terminal what? Alkyne. If it's an internal alkyne, we are not going to get our desired product, which is what? An aldehyde. Hope we note that. Okay. Thank you for watching. If you need more reactions, there are other videos which I talked about more reactions, about there are about 10 or so. So make sure you like this video and subscribe. Thank you for watching.
$50 million to charity or $1 million to you?
I'll take the 50 million to me. I'm a charity case, as you see me now standing in front of you.